Must I do everything around here? When I get bored, I start making YouTube videos. Seriously, it's pathetic that I have to do this. It really is. And I'm a piece of fucking shit rapper. And I'm a convicted felon. So let's go over this for those who want to listen and for those who want to learn. Since I was a little teenager, I've always known, and I love John. We're going to get to John in a little while. I love him. I actually was conversating with some of his people, and I believe he's going to come in my studio, and I'm honored to have him in here because there's so many great things about him. But let's just put him on the back burner, okay? Since I was a teenager, I've always admired judges. And the reason why I always admire judges is because they're fair for most of the part. They have integrity. They're calm. They're patient. They have intelligence. The majority of the country has absolutely no idea what it takes to be a judge. The majority of the people in the country have absolutely no idea of what it takes to be a lawyer. They typically start off as a public defender, then they typically go to the state's attorney's office, then they typically may open up their private law firm, they have to go to college, they have to do some papers, they have to go to law school, they have to get a big loan if their mom and dad doesn't help them out. It takes a dramatic amount of time to be a judge in America. It's not like he just walked into a store and said, "Hey, are you guys hiring? I would like to be a judge." It takes a campaign fund. It's judges are what we have down here on planet Earth. Sometimes it may not go in your favor, and sometimes it may not work. But that's what we have down here in America. The wonderful, coolest Jody Weiss said in an interview, a judge didn't go in his favor many years ago. And the news reporter asked Jody Weiss, "How do you feel about the judge not going in your favor?" And Jody Weiss said in so many words, "I don't agree with the judge's decision, but I'm certainly going to abide by the judge's decision and listen to the judge's orders, as that's what separates peace from chaos." So we need to recognize anyone on the bench, for the majority of the part, spent a lot of fucking time to get there. And this is what we have in America. So I recognize that. You know, rappers say, better recognize. I recognize that. We have all these people on the comments of YouTube for Fox 32, Chicago, NBC, WGN. It blows my mind away that all of these people are saying, well, the judge worked with Lori Lightfoot. She should not be a part of this case. Hundreds, thousands of comments. That's all I see. This judge needs to be removed. She worked with Lori Lightfoot. She's biased. Okay, so I agree with that. If anyone worked with anyone, I think that they should recuse themselves, as there is potential bias there. But me being who I am, I asked myself, I asked out loud, I left the comment. All of a sudden there were crickets. Is there proof that this judge worked with Mayor Lori Lightfoot? Is there a video that Mayor Lori Lightfoot and this judge worked together in the past at some point? No one could comment. People comment on my stuff all the time. But when I asked that one question, no one left a comment. There were crickets. I just asked. Before we move forward on that allegation from the great John, who I admire, I just asked, can someone show me some evidence that this judge has worked with Mayor Lori Lightfoot? That's all I asked. I want to see if it's true before we move forward and decide on how to react. And decide on how we exercise our freedom of speech. And decide on how we treat this judge, by the way. And how we treat John. We need to figure that part out. We need evidence. But no one could provide that. Not one person. And I'm just sitting here as usual thinking to myself, okay, well, I did it to everyone again. That's what I do. I do it to people. And it's not that I personally did it. I just asked a question. But no one can answer that question. Still, after I do this video, no one won't be able to answer that question. So I look into the matter because I'm bored right now. I have a little time to kill before I have to work on something else that's really going to make me some money. The judge made it very clear in her own words, quote, I have not worked on any matter involving or had conversations about the task force. I do not know or have a personal working relationship with Mayor Lori Lightfoot. Your motion is based solely on former association with Hinslaw, her law firm, unquote. That's her statement. So she made it very clear. The judge made it very clear. She does not have a working relationship with Mayor Lori Lightfoot. So that's it. And I'm going to get off that topic. It just bothers me so, and it shouldn't be. I know, I'm off my meds. It used to bother me a lot more, and it still kind of does bother me. I just want everyone to be educated. I just want everyone to just stop. Just because it's on the internet does not mean it's true. Just because the Chicago Tribune wrote it in the newspaper does not mean it's true. You have to read it, you have to look at it, and then you have to do your own research and try to find some evidence that supports the statement and the allegation against the judge. And we haven't gotten that far. I have, but you haven't gotten that far because you guys are just leaving the comments that, okay, she works with Lori Lightfoot. And so that's done. Now, to move forward, with the exception of, I think people should give the judge an apology and say, wow, we just totally just bashed your name on the internet and YouTube and believed anything that came out of anyone's mouth and said you're sleeping with Lori Lightfoot. Forget the apology, because that's not going to fucking happen. Now, from one private citizen in America, with all respect, I don't agree with what the judge decided to John and saying he's not allowed to talk about the situation in public anymore. I don't agree with the judge telling John that you cannot advise officers to not provide proof of their COVID shot. I firmly believe, without a doubt, the same thing Jody Weiss said. I don't agree with the judge's decision, but that's what separates peace from chaos. I don't agree with that decision. I firmly believe, not that it matters because I'm not involved with this, but I firmly believe, all in my heart, everyone has their freedom of speech. Everyone can exercise their freedom of speech. Everyone could come together peacefully and talk about these situations. John is the union. He is the president of the union. In my opinion, and I'm not giving anyone any legal advice because I'm not an attorney and I'm not supposed to give legal advice, and neither are you. In my opinion, I believe John's position is he's the president and he runs the union for the Chicago Police Department. And I believe that is part of his job description, to inform Chicago police officers what they can do and what they are not allowed to do by law. I think that's what union bosses do in general. I think it's kind of common sense. That's just me, though. I also believe if anyone is going to silence John, and he's not allowed to inform officers or guide them on the COVID vaccine mandate to check to see if they did it or if they didn't, I also believe that same judge should go to Mayor Lori Lightfoot or the opposite party and inform them, you're not allowed to tell officers to take the shot or not take the shot, to inform them and check on the box if they got their COVID shot or if they didn't. I think it should go both fucking ways. And I think that's common sense and I think that's fair. But you know what? I'm not like the rest of you people. I'm not going to pretend to sit here and say I know what a judge's job is. I'm not going to sit here and say I know what John's job is. I don't know what John's job is. I don't know his frustrations besides what I see on YouTube. I don't know what he really feels. I don't know what it's like to run thousands and be responsible for thousands of Chicago police officers in the third largest market of America. I don't know what it takes to be a judge on the bench. I don't have to live with the outcome. People ask me for advice all the time, and I tell them, I don't like to give advice. And you know why? Because if I give you the wrong advice and it doesn't go in your favor, I don't have to live with the bad responsibilities of the outcome. You do. I have no idea what that judge is thinking or going through. Obviously, I think no matter what she has done or will do, I think she's going to get crapped on anyway from probably people like you who don't just sit, chill, relax, think. Don't be so quick to type. Don't be so quick to judge. Just chill. From this point on, in my opinion, and I can't wait to have John in my studio. I can't wait to talk to him. He, with the exception of David Moore, he's like me. He's wild. He goes against the system. He doesn't have a loud mouth like some of you think he does. He's a little outspoken. He's not gonna take shit. I can't wait to interview John. I really can't. So, at this point, what I personally would do, now that we humiliated this judge in the media, now that we accused her of stuff that clearly wasn't true in the media, now that we're done playing the media circus and trying this case in the media, going back and forth like little kids, I would file a motion, and I'm not telling anyone to do this because I'm not a lawyer, so I don't want you doing this on my behalf. I'm telling you what I would do in this position and in this situation. I would write a letter, and I would write a letter to the judge. I would write a letter to Lori Lightfoot and her lawyer, and I would respectfully say, please, let's start over. Please, let's have a quiet, private conversation behind chambers without the camera, without the pressure of the camera, without the pressure of showing off. I need to resolve this. I'm John. I'm responsible for thousands of Chicago police officers. Thousands of Chicago police officers are uncomfortable with their constitutional rights being taken away. And I didn't even want to say that because that's going to open up a whole nother internet window tab link. But if you do want to talk about that, not to jump ahead, that's what it's doing. You are taking away a Chicago police officer's rights by just making him or her disclose their medical information. No matter what way you look at it, that's what's going on. And it's not the judge's fault. Believe it or not, it's not even Mayor Lori Lightfoot's fault. I got news for you. Mayor Lori Lightfoot is not the mayor. She is a spokesperson. I got news for you. Superintendent David Brown, I don't know what's so super about him. He is not in charge of the Chicago Police Department. He is a spokesperson. He is the one to take the hits every Monday morning after a bloody weekend in Chicago. Mayor Lori Lightfoot isn't coming up with this. She's a sweet old nice lady. She reminds me of my grandma. She doesn't know nothing about COVID-19. I don't know nothing about COVID-19. It's the people controlling Mayor Lori Lightfoot. And I think we have to come to grips with that. But if you don't, that's fine. No worries. Lori Lightfoot's in charge. She's the one doing this. Okay, you can go along with that if you want to. That's your right. I would respectfully inform Lori Lightfoot's people. You can't convince Lori Lightfoot because she wasn't the one who created this. You have to go further. This is big business. This is beyond big business. This isn't just a Chicago issue. This is a one world new order issue. The question that I would have if I was the FOP union president, if I was anyone, let's just say we apply to this. Let's just say I have all my officers violate their constitutional rights and check the box and provide you their medical history, because that's what it is. Please don't lie. Please don't insult my intelligence, City Hall. Please, I mean, you can. I guess it's legal. You're used to lying, so it is what it is. That's what you are forcing the Chicago Police Department to do, is to disclose their medical information. Someone asked me if I got the shot. I say I don't disclose my medical information. It's protected by a constitutional right. That's a fact. Please, don't say anything else. Don't ask me about nothing else, because I'm certainly not going to ask you. Let's just be fair here. If I tell my officers as a union, go ahead and check whatever you would like to check, what's next? What's going to come next after this? There's always something next. Every year that goes by in America, give or take, approximately every year that goes by in America, a constitutional right gets taken away from all of us. Every year that goes by, they do it in steps, little by little by little. There's always a right that gets taken away. And if you don't provide your medical information and let us know if you got the shot, we're going to make your life a living hell. You're going to be suspended. You're going to be suspended without pay. You're going to lose your badge that you care so much about. You're going to be stripped of your police powers. You're going to be fired. We're going to make your life a living hell. You won't be able to go to a restaurant. You won't be able to go into a bar. You need our shot. It's not good. It's not good for all of us. I have news for everyone. And I don't know if anyone has figured this out. We are not only all Americans, and we are not only all people who live in Chicago. We are not only all brothers and sisters, believe it or fucking not. Erase the skin color, erase the job profession. Everyone gets naked. Whether you're the judge, whether you're FOP, whether you're me, we're all humans and brothers and sisters. I kid you not. But you know what we really all are? Maybe not me. I don't think me. Let me know. We're all still in high school. Not the judge. We're all still in high school. You know, when you think back, man, I remember when I was in 8th grade, I did some stupid shit. That was funny. Oh, I remember when I was in high school, I was a sophomore, man, I did some stupid shit. Man, remember when I was a senior in prom? Man, I got drunk, I did some stupid shit. If we were able to live to be 200 years old, we would be looking back at this and saying, hey, remember when I was 50 years old? Man, I did some stupid shit. We're all still in high school still. Not me. Not the judge either. That's what we are. We're all still in high school. We can never figure out how to get along. We can never figure out how to come with one another. We can never figure out how to just be like, all right, well, let's work this out. It's never going to be worked out. This COVID-19 shit is a multi-trillion-dollar business. And it's not only a multi-trillion-dollar business, it's a control thing. More control, more control, more control. It's never going to stop. You get the shot. You get it twice. Oh, now you need to get it 3 times. Now you get to get it 4 times. Now you need to get it 5 times. I mean, when does it stop? It's never going to stop. No one's going to win this fight, by the way. This whole John and the judge, this is small fry. I'm only doing this video because it's a personal thing. Stop believing everything you hear on the internet. That's all I ask. Please. Kids, smarten up. People who watch Cock 32 News, smarten up. Do your research. This judge did not have anything to do with Lori Lightfoot. as far as that event goes. There's no evidence. There's no proof. Just smarten up, please. My whole life, that fucking 10 years, I have lived with people telling me, oh, well, you stole $2 million. No, I did not. Well, you threatened a politician. Yes, that I did. But I didn't steal the $2 million. They lied to the grand jury. They lied, not me. I'm a victim. I'm a victim, I swear. But you people believe it. You believe it. You believe everything that's in the news. Why? 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 I'm asking you, why do you believe these things? Why are you just so quick? You know what it is. I think I figured it out. From a serious Chicago Blaxican psychology point of view, you want to believe everything you hear in the news because it makes you feel better to say to that person, ah, you piece of shit. It makes you feel better in your life. You want to say out loud, you're a piece of shit. Does that make you feel better? Go right ahead. I want to make you feel better. As your older brother, I want you to feel better because you're clearly insecure. You probably have daddy issues. You probably have no friends at all besides the ones that you work with. Please, get it out. I'm a piece of shit. Go ahead. Push the thumbs down button on this YouTube video because that's going to make me money. Go ahead. Does that make you feel better? Push it. Just push it. Please, it'll make you feel better. Push it now. What's wrong with you? Chill. Do your research. Be the smart person. Take your time. Take your time. There's that saying, when the FBI moves, they move slow. Chicago Tribune says it all the time. They say the FBI are turtles. Okay? Probably. Have you seen their conviction rate? There's a reason for that. They chill. They're in no hurry. They're going to get you. If you committed the crime, they're going to get you. And when they get you, they're going to make sure their case is solid rock. So no matter how many law firms that you hire, you will be found guilty for the majority of the part. With the state cases are beatable. You just need to bond out, and you just need a law firm. That's all. State cases are beatable for most of the part. Chill. Don't be so quick to judge. Thank you.